Hello, I'm here to talk about game dev, and I want to start off by saying that making a game is a lot like reading a book. And the reason for that is because it's long, right? When you look at the cover, you're like, oh, that looks enticing. You're like, oh, like subtitle that applies directly to me? Of course I want to read that. So you pick it up and you buy it, you spend $20 on it. So now you're going to read it. You're going to look at it. You're not going to you spend money on it, right? Like, could you just possibly just throw it in the corner and never see it again for the rest of your life? So you read the book and you're looking at the words and it's making sense, and either it's good or it's bad or it's not or whatever. But you get to a point where you need this thing called a bookmark. Sorry, I'm stepping out of frame here. Maybe I'll kneel. No. You get this bookmark and it saves your space because you're not done with it in one sitting. Can I read this whole book in one sitting? Maybe I could. If it takes me half an hour to read 30 pages, maybe 20 pages, that's 40 pages an hour. How many hours would it take you to finish this book? But most people don't do that. Most people, they read a couple pages and then, some people don't even finish it. I'm never gonna finish that book because it's so long, because it's so I don't like it, or it doesn't make sense, or why am I reading this? And then the whole point of this video is that video games. So when you go to make a game, basically you have this idea and you think it's possible and you tell people about it, or maybe you just start prototyping for it and then you start working on it, and then if it, it's either it works, it doesn't work, and then but you're like, okay, well, I started it, do I keep working on it? So if it's a good idea, you're pursuing it, and if it's a bad idea, you're pursuing it, but now you're adding on to it, and you're like, well, what do I want the systems to be, what do I want the mechanics to be? Or maybe you have a lot of ideas for those things, and it's a good project. Maybe it's a good project and you're working on it, but you get to this point where it's I need a bookmark, and you can't finish a game in one sitting. I mean, could you finish a game in one sitting? Could you spend 48 hours doing a game jam and bang out a game that you can play for free online somewhere? Probably, right? But most people don't do that. Most people take 8 years to make a video game, or 10 years, or are just making the game for the rest of their career. That's just the nature of making a lot of these games, is that they take a long time. And so that's definitely one of the challenges I face as a entrepreneur in business, that you need to be able to complete the task over a long period of time. You may be able to manage putting a bookmark in your game development and coming back to it later. And I think that's kind of what I want to talk about, is how you can compare the book to a game, in the sense that using whatever strategies you develop to read, you could probably also develop for making games. So let me try to lay that out for you. So I just want to close out this video by talking about the thing that inspired me to make this video, was how when I read, I make a very clear, conscious choice to read one book at a time. So I got 3 books for Christmas this year, and I would love to read all of them, and they all look juicy and I want to dig into them. But my strategy is to read one book at a time, because if I'm going to read, and then I might as well just put all of my effort into reading one book. In theory, let's say it takes a week to read each book, it's going to take you 3 weeks to read those books. So Like, you could like read all 3 and then go back and forth and then like finish up in 3 weeks, or you could just like read one book, and I think chances are, like, when you know that all you have to do is read one book, like, it'll take you less time and it's less stressful. Like, you're not remembering all these things. Well, not that reading is stressful, but I'm talking about game dev. Like, it's the same type of thing with game development. Like, you need to, but like, my strategy that I'm trying to implement right now by creating this video is that focusing on one project at a time allows me to like spearhead my success, because like if I'm committed, then like in theory, like, yes, like let's say it takes me like 3 years to make 3 different games. Like, I could spend like all 3 years like juggling them, like working on this one, that one, this one, that one, and then at the end of 3 years like ship 3 products and be like, okay, like but like, how unrewarding would that be? Like, how many times would I lose my place, like forget where I am, like how many, like, you know, lose interest or like get confused or have to remember, or like go back and change things, versus like if I just said in the same amount of time, game 1, game 2, game 3 over the next 3 years, then you can do that and focus, hyper focus on finishing that one project. Will probably take you a lot less time than it would if you were juggling it over however long, because like you're focused on it. And like, right, like maybe the reason it takes 3 years is because that last project is huge. Like, why would I like spend 3 years making a game that takes me 2 years and a game that takes me 1 year, when I could like flip that and then just like do the short one, get it out of the way, have that accomplishment out. Especially because in development, it's like a whole cycle. And I mean, same thing with reading. Like, you start a book, you get through the meat, you finish a book. Like, you start a game, like you power through, and then like you finish it, you ship it, you run ads or whatever. Like, so like getting through that process is important. Keeping my sanity, like getting a victory more often, like it just makes sense to focus on one game at a time. So yeah, if I end up posting this, like, go ahead and subscribe if you want to see like what that game is that I'm focusing on, because I would love to make a commitment to myself and my product by like announcing that product here and be like, this is what I'm going to focus on for the next like 6 months, and then we can move on together. So yeah, give the video a like if you think I'm likable, I guess, and like, I'll see you guys in the next one. So see you later.
Our officials are preparing to